checking the sound to make sure that you can hear me. Last time I went live, there was no sound, and I did not know. So there was no way for you to watch the replay. I'm waiting for a thumbs up or thumbs down from my husband. He's helping me out on the back end today. He always helps me out. But I think since I haven't heard anything, I think we're good. Okay. Hopefully. So y'all, do I have a show for you today? We're gonna start off with so many primers. 3 whole people voted for the foundation they want to see today, so thank you so much for voting. Also, if you want to be a cutesy Valentine's girl, you can get little heart nails. Code ACTUALLYCLEANBEAUTY. I think that's my code. I'll put it below, but I love my little press-on nails. They're so fun. These are, I'll put what they are in the link description. I mean video description, whatever it is. I use the sticky tabs. So anyway, you guys wanted to see, you 3. What? Is it good? Hold on guys, I gotta make sure there's sound. Okay, thanks. Okay, yay, there's sound. Okay, you can hear me. Awesome. So, yes, we are starting off with a buttload of primers because you guys wanted to see the Fit Glow Foundation Plus, and I use a different primer depending on the time of day I use it. So, if I'm using it during the day, I use the OG SPF 40 primer. So we're gonna do this on half of my face. Now, normally I do this like half face thing when I am doing a wear test. This is not a wear test, it's just a get ready with me. So I wanna show you the products I use. So daytime, yes, I would use this primer. I love this primer. It's an aloe-based primer that uses non-nano zinc oxide only for the SPF, which is the only type of SPF I use. So I'm grateful that they made this awesome primer. Aloe is really nice as the first ingredient for a primer because it really helps the products stick to your face. And this also gives you like a little bit of a glow. So yeah, you can also use this as just like the last step in your skincare routine. It's not too greasy. It's really nice. So if I was wearing this foundation to go out at night, I would use the Mahalo Indigo Balm as my primer because it's oil-based and this foundation is oil-based. It really gives like a nice, I don't know, it just like works with the foundation really well. You only need a little bit. This balm is amazing. I always talk about it, but the first ingredient is hemp oil. And you don't need a lot. I actually got a little bit too much on here. But it's really nice and it smells really good. It's very expensive, but I actually love using it as like my night moisturizer as like the last step at nighttime. But it can also be used as a makeup primer, so that's really nice. And I really probably put a little bit too much. But it smells like, I don't know, if cotton candy grew in the forest. It smells really good. So there we have day and night. Now, today I'm gonna use a corrector under my eyes before I put the foundation on. And I'm gonna prep my under eyes with this under eye primer that I just discovered. This also only uses non-nano zinc oxide as the SPF 30. I love this. See my nail? I love this brand. You don't need a lot. But it does help settling. It does help a little bit with settling. It doesn't get rid of settling altogether, but I find that my correctors and concealers and any products I put under my eyes settle less when I use this. So it's nice and moisturizing. Just so you guys know, normally when I film, I use my phone's back camera. But I'm using the front camera right now just because it's so much easier to talk and be live and be able to see what I'm doing with my front camera. So, you know, the front camera is just not as good as the back camera, but it is what it is. So, y'all, I just rediscovered this corrector, the Fit Glow corrector. I never had the shade Peach before. They have a shade called Eye Bright that's like yellow brightening. But this Peach, now that I'm a little bit older, I'm using darker shades. Dare I say, do I like it better than Kosas? I don't know yet. But I do know that it adheres to the skin really well. It has a tad bit of stickiness. And if you watched my Jane Iredale versus Tarte color corrector video recently, you know that I had problems with the products kind of shifting and dissipating during the day. I wonder if I can zoom in. Oh, I can. Okay. Okay. So you can see it a little better. And that's a really, I feel like it has more coverage than the Kosas too. I am kind of caking it on, but oh well. And this, I feel like you don't really have to let it sit like I have to let other ones sit. What I'm going to do is basically blend this out, and then I'm going to use the foundation as, I think I'm going to use the foundation as my concealer as well. I don't know. But, so look at that coverage. I'm really liking it, but I am going to do a side-by-side, I think, this one versus another corrector. I'm not sure which corrector to compare it to, honestly, because maybe Morph. Maybe I'll get a darker orange shade of the Morph concealer. And I don't know. I did promise you guys a story time, and it is coming up. But I know most of you are going to catch this on the replay, so. So see, it has good coverage. Just like the blue is corrected. Okay. I like that. So, I'm trying to decide if I want to do foundation or eyeshadow first. I say, let's do eyeshadow, and we're gonna give this stuff a chance to settle, and then I can wipe it away. I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I'm not gonna do story time until I start the foundation. Y'all, this Lily Lolo eyeshadow palette, this is the first time I've ever used it. And I'm really interested in this pink shade. You know I want to know what the pink shade looks like. So we're gonna start with that. And I'm gonna use my Jenny Patinkin brush. Like that. I washed all my brushes yesterday. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of myself. This has a mirror, so that's good. Let's see here. Okay, that's nice. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was gonna put primer on. Lolo has a really nice eye primer, and I want to use it. Good thing I remembered. Their eye primer is also corrector shades. Isn't that cool? So they say use the yellow side. It's just like a creamy color correcting eyeshadow primer. So you can put it over your concealer or foundation. So I'm going to put it over my corrector. This is the yellow side for brightening, and it's just, you just need like a little bit. I just kind of put it all over. See how it's kind of brightened there? And, oh, that's a little bit too much. So, brightening with the yellow side, and then the peach side, kind of evening out everything. So I've never seen an eyeshadow primer like this. And it does help the eyeshadow adhere, and it does make it a little bit more pigmented, I guess, and last a little bit longer. So look, everything's corrected. I don't need anything else. Just kidding. So now let's go in with this pink shade. Let's put it, I know I'm gonna want it right here. It's like I feel like it's kind of lavender. Like it. I'm gonna kind of do the perimeter of where I want my eye look to be. I like this. It also matches my shirt. How many pink shirts do you think I have? A lot. A lot. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna do next is kind of this transition shade here. Maybe it's kind of just inside that area that I made. Get a little bit of depth. You know what show we've been watching lately? It's called Long Bright River, I think, with Amanda Seyfried. If you like gritty police procedurals, I really like it. Yes. Okay. Now, you know what? So I was debating. I want to do a purple color. This is a different palette, but I don't know if I want to use this purple or if I want to try to make a purple from this. Because there's not quite a purple. But I'm wondering if I mix these two, what that would look like. So let's try that. I don't know what this is going to look like. But I'm really excited. Okay, so it looks mostly blue right now. Let me put a little bit more of that on. Okay. I don't usually wear blue eyeliner or eyeshadows, but we're giving this a go. Okay, not bad. How's that? It's definitely more blue than purple, but I'm not mad at it. Look at that. It's not bad. Okay, fill that in there. Fill this little area in. Okay. Go Lily Lolo. Okay. Oh, that's very blue there. Look at that. Okay, let's blend that. Let's see what that looks like. It's very like futuristic, I feel like. Okay, I like that. Let's do the same on the other side. Mixy, mixy. Mixy, mixy. Go. I don't know like what time zone most of my peeps are in because, you know, if they're on the East Coast, they might be starting dinner right now. I don't know. So I'm in the Southwest, so it's not quite dinner time yet, y'all. So we're just figuring out what a good time to go live will be for all. This is the Smoke and Mirrors eye palette. I like it. Okay. Pretty. Let's add a tiny bit more here because I feel like this side has a little more. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. There we go. Hello, whoever is here. Welcome, welcome. We are doing full face of non-toxic makeup. And I made my own, well, I pretend made my own purple, but it really is more bluish. But I think it looks good. So we are going to stick with that and apply the foundation. And yes, I am going to do story time when I apply this foundation. The 3 people who voted, they wanted to see the Fit Glow Foundation Plus, and this is one of my favorites. It doesn't have SPF, but you can add this SPF 40 primer underneath, and that works really well. I like to apply, ooh, crash burn. I like to apply this foundation with a damp sponge. To me, with my combination skin, visible pores, whatever else, I feel like this spreads the best with a damp sponge. Yes. And I brought my little spray bottle so I can get it extra wet. Shake, shake, shake it. Now the first ingredient in this foundation is castor oil, which is why it looks so beautiful. I have also used this with the Well People Priming Serum, and it works really well with that as well. So I just kind of go boop, boop. This is the shade F3, by the way. I used to use F2, but I felt like as I get older, I wanted a slightly darker shade, and I feel like this works really well. I am slightly cool toned, and this works pretty good. So that's what that looks like. Just gonna dab, dab all around. I feel like, let me pull this up a little bit. Okay, so you can see my whole face. So, why did I quit acting? So, when I was in my early 20s, I moved from the West Coast all the way over to New York City to go to acting school. I was 19. I really enjoyed a lot of my time there. I graduated from a 2-year program. I ended up doing one-woman shows because I had a lot of creative ideas, a lot of creative energy, and I found that when I graduated, I was like, you can't really just get roles anywhere, right? You have to audition. And I freaking hated auditioning. I really hated it. I got a D in my auditioning class. And I found that with my dance background, I could incorporate choreography and make my really weird one-woman shows that were like kind of character-based, but also they were dark comedy, kind of a little bit Shaun of the Dead vibe, like kind of horror comedy stuff, a little bit performance arty. Anyway, I still have problems explaining it, but I got really good feedback from my peers. For the most part, I did get see, look at that. Sorry, just to interrupt the story for a minute. This is the Fit Glow Foundation Plus on half my face. This is kind of a lot of coverage. But yeah, so this foundation, no foundation. Okay. I took classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. I really liked that. I did 3 one-woman shows in like a year and a half. But at the same time, I had an illness in the family. 9/11 happened when I was there. So I was going through a good deal of trauma that I did not really know how to deal with. I was very young. I got so stressed out at one point that I was talking to my dad on the phone, and I was just like, man, it was so hard for me to admit, like, maybe I need to come home, but it was like being an actor was like so much my identity, being a performer anyway. And I was basically from a small town, from the sticks. And what I saw going on as far as people advancing in their careers versus not advancing in their careers was, and I didn't really make the connections at the time, but later on I did, like years and years later, but the people who kissed people's butts, sidled up to the right people, whatever. They advanced in their careers, and if you didn't do that, it was like you could do the best job. I could go to a comedy club and make everybody just like roll on the floor laughing. But if the right people aren't there to see it, and if they don't know you, it doesn't really matter. No one's gonna come up to you and be like, nobody in a position to hire you anyway. It's gonna come up to you and be like, you're amazing. Like, no, they hire people they know. People who become friends with the people who get people jobs. People who are nice to those people, find out who they are, and then purposely go and become their friend. I'm being very generous here in my description of that's how you advance in your career, and that is not my personality whatsoever. I like doing weird art. I have always liked performing weird art, and I always thought, just like coming from a small town, oh yeah, if I do my best and I'm really good, I'm gonna make it, right, in the acting world. No, not really. You have to know these people and like get to know them and like be nice to the right people, and like it's just not what I'm interested in doing like at all. um so yeah, in a nutshell, those are the reasons why I quit acting. But it took years and years and years for me to like undo that part of my identity. Anyway, look at this foundation. So this is with the, switching gears. This is the Mahalo Indigo Balm. Look how luminous. So this is what I would wear for nighttime, right? And this is with the OG SPF primer. Not quite as luminous, but a little more matte, maybe? Tad, bit more matte. So yeah. I need a sip of water. So, I'm really happy with this. Let me take a closer up look at my under eyes. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to take this and use it as a concealer before I set my under eyes. So I like to use this little detail concealer brush. This is Delium Tools. These are sustainable pink brushes. I really like them. Just use it as my concealer. I would normally probably use the Tower 28, but I want you guys to see what this looks like under the eyes in case you want to use it that way. It is so windy here, y'all. You hear the wind outside? Probably not, but. Okay. Now, I should have brought a smaller sponge to blend this out, but that's okay. I'm going to use this again. I'm not used to blending this out with a brush, but it's not bad. Okay. So that kind of, I'm all corrected now, and I'm gonna set this right away with the Anika Organic Setting Powder. I really like this. I used to use the Manasi 7 powder. I still do sometimes, but I realized I'm not technically setting my under eyes unless I'm using a setting powder. I feel like it moves around less when I use the Anika powder, and it is nice and smoothing, so I'm just gonna do that. Another powder I really like that works well under the eyes too is the RMS Hydra Setting Powder. The only downside is the light shade has a lake dye in it. But, so I have like a sample of both the medium and the light. It's really nice, so check that out. If you have lighter skin tone and you don't mind a lake dye, it's very nice. The medium is not too dark. Probably light looks better on me, but I use medium sometimes too, and it doesn't look bad. So, if you are new here, I already did my story time, but that's okay, you can watch it on the replay. Let's make sure I have a product not in my lines. Okay, good. Very, very good. And let's set that. See how they set, yeah. Okay. So, I have not worn blue eyeshadow like probably since I was 5. playing with makeup. I'm not mad at it. It's okay. But I'm trying to decide which, I think the blush shade I want to use is the Aerie Perez Carrot Color Pot in Holy. This is a nice bright shade. And it's very pigmented. It comes in a glass package. I also have a code for this, for all the Aerie Perez products, but see how it's nice and bright. I have started putting my blush higher now, y'all, since I've been watching these like new tutorials about, you know, where to place your blush over a certain age, you know. But yeah, just to get back to the acting thing, like there were so many reasons, but a big reason that I was talking about before, that like having to like hobnob with people and like to get jobs was not on my bingo card as a 20-something-year-old from a small town. Like I was like, I'm talented, people like to watch me, I'm gonna be famous, right? Not really. You know, you have to really work in ways that I was not comfortable with. I am a very nice person, but I'm also not a very fake person. Like, I'm not good at sucking up to people because I have to. I'm not good at that. I don't like it. I do not. So, yeah. So that's nice. I like that. Okay, so let's set the whole face with powder. I'm gonna use the Anika setting powder again. And my big old Jenny Patinkin powder brush, which is really handy. Let me see if I have any settling first. Do I have settling? Just a tad. Not much there. So that's settling a tad. But do I need more powder there? I think I need more powder there. Okay. Yeah. So just set the whole face with powder. But so another reason though that I stopped acting like closer kind of realization these days, like the last few years, is that I don't have, like, as an artist, I'm happy with my life now. So I feel like I don't have a lot of like angst to like express anymore. And I've done a lot of like healing of whatever I've been through, and I just feel like I don't have the desire either to have to feel like I need approval from people to be like, whoa, you're really talented, you know what I mean? Like it used to give me, I think, more satisfaction to get positive feedback from like the performances I would do, but I just don't feel the need for it now, which is really weird because I've always did up until like a few years ago. Maybe it's just getting older. I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of getting older, where you're just like, I don't really care what you think. I just don't care as much about what people think of me, I think, and that is strange and freeing at the same time. But it's also kind of done away with like almost my whole adult life of like my identity being like, I'm a performer, I'm an actor, I'm a performance artist type of thing. I don't need to be that anymore, if that makes sense. Wow, I'm not used to seeing myself with like bluish eyeshadow. I like it. I don't know. So, you know, if you're afraid of getting older, maybe take comfort in the fact that you just won't care as much, and that's freeing. But yeah. Have you tried the Brow Pop Nano? If not, get on it, y'all. It's really nice, and I love how tiny it is because it just looks so much more natural than the thicker ones. So I yeah. It's like, look how tiny it is. Okay, good enough, I think. Good enough. You guys, I messed up and posted a short today on YouTube, and I usually do that on Mondays. And I did it today instead on Sunday, and I feel like when you do that with YouTube, it's like, doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't show your video to anybody. Like, I was like, oops, but go watch my short. Okay, so what's next? What is next? I feel like I might need to, do I need to tone down this blush? It's okay. So I want to do eyeliner. Do a little eyeliner. This is the Aerie Perez Jojoba eye pencil. This is my new favorite eye pencil. Code Actually Clean Beauty, I think. I'm going to put it below, but this is a gray shade. It's called Stone. And y'all, I discovered I'm a soft summer, and so I'm leaning into a gray eyeliner, and I really like it. This one glides on like really easily. See? It's just like, by the way, the Anika Organic sharpener, which I just used to sharpen this, is like the best sharpener. So, yes, things to look forward to in midlife that you never thought would happen. I did have to go through a lot to get here, but I'm really happy that I am here and that my life is the way it is now. See? It's soft, the gray, but it gets the job done. I really like it. I do a wing with this sometimes. I don't know if I will today because it's hard to do it on camera. It's like a lot of trial and error, but also, if you like non-toxic makeup and you're like, want to see me go live, but this time doesn't work for you, comment below. Let me know what works for you, because I want to chat with you guys. So, not bad. We gotta do some mascara and a lip, huh? Okay. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys two mascaras. Two non-toxic mascaras that I like, that stay on really well, and that I have a code for. So the Tok Mascara, this stuff I have loved for a while. When we lived in the Caribbean for like a few months, I ordered like 2 or 3 at a time because it actually stays on all day. Without a lash primer even. So, and this, I might be at the bottom of this tube right now, but it really does get in between the lashes. My code for this, I'm going to put it in the description. I think it's actually Clean Beauty. But I also have all my codes on my website as well. But this is a Canadian brand. Let's see. I highly recommend the Swede Lash Serum for eyelash growth. Right now I'm finishing a different brand, but I really like that one. See? I always comb through my lashes just because I'm kind of OCD like that. Neither of these mascaras clump very much, but this one really doesn't, but I'm just ultra aware of clumps. Now, Lovely Lolo has two clean mascaras. The original one is pretty nice, and this one, the Volume Mascara, which is pretty new, it's like just a couple months old, it just came out, and I do have a full review of it. But I like this one too because I do need some volume, which is something that lash serums don't really help me with. And I like that the things don't go all the way to the end because I just really hate it when they hit my eye. Nobody likes that. But it really does give me volume. I feel like, do I have small features or something? Because I feel like most mascara ones are like too big for me. I don't know. But this one is not too big. It's like, neither is the Tok. So that one really gives volume, I feel like. And it's not bad for length either. So, but the Tok really, as you can see, does a good job with getting in between the lashes. But my code for Lily Lolo is just LLJOHANNA. And I'll put it below, but this one is not quite as long lasting as the Tok, but I still would wear this for a full day. It just would smudge a little bit at like maybe the 6 or 7 hour mark, just barely start to smudge. In that case, if I want it to last a whole day, I would just use the Jane Iredale lash primer. So there you go, there's the Tok and the Lily Lolo. Both are good. So yeah, you guys, you know what I think I want to add too? So this, oh, it's right here. This is the Lily Lolo Naked Pink Cheek Duo. So it has two blushes, and this is like a highlighter blush, and I do like it. So I'm gonna use the highlighting part. I almost was gonna use the Victoria Beckham highlighter. It's very nice. But I have a code for this one, and it's more affordable, so I want to show you. Just add a little bit of shimmer. You know what I'm going to do to tie in my eyeshadow a little bit is put some right here too. Oops, I should have done it before mascara. Oh well. So yeah. Lolo has some really good affordable products. Plus you get 10% off with my code. So it's also kind of blurring. Love it. Okay. Love it. For my lipstick, I'm debating between a couple of things. But they're both going to use the same lip liner because if you're fairish, maybe cooler toned like me, even if you're neutral toned like me, I mean, not like me. I tend to be a little bit cooler, of a cooler undertone, but neutral shades also work on me, so I don't know. But this lip liner in Muted Mauve is like perfect. It's Fit Glow, by the way. Everything's going to be linked below. See? But if you are also a soft summer, or if you are in one of the soft seasons, this could work really well for you too. It's like muted. Also, a lip liner that works well is the Mineral Fusion in, I think the shade is Splendid. That's kind of similar to this, but I prefer this because it's very creamy and more pigmented, I think. So I think what I gotta do is I gotta use this Ritual Defeat Lip Sheer in Water Violet. It's such a perfect shade and formula. There are 2 places besides Ritual Defeat that sell this, but this shade, but it's nice and moisturizing and buildable. So you can just do like almost a sheer wash of color. Just do a little bit, or you can build it up and then you get more moisture. But I really like this for like a kind of a cooler mauve shade. See? It's like the perfect lipstick shade for me, I feel like. I like it. So y'all, this was my get ready. Oh, I can't forget. The setting spray. I always use the NARS setting spray. The Kosas is not bad, but it does give you kind of a film. I guess it's like if you want to look like you have kind of a sheen, like it's nice for that. But I like the NARS. It's actually non-toxic and it has no kind of leftover film look or anything. It just looks natural. I put my fan away. I don't have my fan, but thank you so much for watching my video. This was really fun to do a story time, and I really appreciate you watching. Yeah, thank you for using my links. I get a commission when you use my links. It really helps me support my channel, and please like the video. If you like my content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye.